exactly, because like a lot of people, they have like a lot of financial worries, right? Let's say and that's the crazy thing, that you say you were working 3 years for free for all those people, right? But like how did you justify it for yourself to just like ask no money in
I
return?
mean, it wasn't so much work. I would essentially just like I got in touch with them and I was like, hey, I know how to do this, I want to like, and they were like, sure, you can do it. It's some like additional thing that I would set up for them, and then I would just like maintain it over time. I wouldn't even ask so much, and then I mean, for me it was like natural, just like, and I was just proud to be working for them, almost like, imagine that you're like a fanboy of, let's say you're biggest fan of, let's say, Ed Sheeran, but he's untouchable, of course. So maybe you work your way there, and someone that Ed Sheeran collaborated with, and then you find someone that he collaborated with, and you're like, oh man, like this is so cool, and then you reach out to him and you start working with him, but just for free, just like, hey, I know how to do this, maybe like help him in the studio, or if you know how to set up like some recordings or something, do that, or whatever it is, you like, just do it, because you will make your way slowly into the industry and to what you want to achieve in your life, and that's kind of what happened. I didn't like really overthink it, to be honest. I just felt like I should do it. I mean, to be fair, this entire period of YouTube, I worked just as a hobby. I never made a cent of any of it. I never made a cent out of YouTube until I was in China and I sold the channel eventually. But up until this point, I never even imagined making any of that money that you make nowadays on YouTube. Nowadays, being a YouTuber or an influencer is a full-time job. Back then, it was more like, it's a cool platform that I can just put out my music, and it was awesome. I make some followers. So in the end, that was like what encouraged me. It wasn't really the money. And I always felt like, to be fair, the internet now is like the gold mine, and you can like dig deep and try to like cash out. Back then it was more of a tool, and like, I don't know, the money was made in a bakery, obviously, or like in a beer garden, but not online. Online was more like, I don't know, hanging out, having fun. And I always like to be online. I would spend a lot of time in front of a computer, but always being productive. I think that is the very big difference between me being in front of a computer and a lot of other people being in front of a computer, including my brother. So he had that same period, but he was just like more like consume, you like play video games or something like this. But even when I played a video game, I would like immediately try to like hack it or something, or like, how can I spend the least amount of time to be the most like successful at this game, and like really try like hard to like get like, I don't know, cheat the system in a way. So I like to be productive in front of the computer. I like to make my own mix, not just consume a mix and then upload it, and then do your own Photoshop. And I think in general nowadays, being a DJ is almost like a full-time. You're your own social media manager. You're your own. Oftentimes, you're your own touring agent. You're everything by yourself, unless you grow to a size where you can afford having a team. So. You better be good at a computer, and you better be good with Photoshop and with all these kind of things, because you will need it. So it's,
you have to be able to create and not just consume. That's, I think,
a
very big
100%.
thing.
And that's how you should see the internet, and that's how you should see like a computer in general. Like, set aside time to consume and relax, like watch a movie or something. But then otherwise, this is like a work instrument, right? Be productive and then just like use it to create anything, like if you like to write something. If you like to paint something, but then like post it online and just get feedback, because some people will see it. You will start to work with someone or make a connection, and that's how you start growing, I think. And don't be afraid to share like your stuff when it's not good yet, because everyone started shit. That's how
exactly. Yes.
It's only when you start like putting in the hours. When I listen now to the mixes that I did in like 2011 and 2010, they were so bad. But it doesn't matter, because like that was just the music taste that I had at that time, and I didn't know better, right? And it's like it doesn't matter, because now I'm here, right? So and no one is back in that. So
exactly, nobody cares anymore about how you started.
Yeah, agreed.
That is really great advice. But if you, let's say at that time period in your life, if the